So let's talk about core in the handstand. This one's an interesting subject. So I'm holding a handstand now, but am I using my abs? Am I contracting my stomach to hold the position? So exactly the same when I stand on my feet. If everything is stacked and I'm pretty much balanced, I'm not actually activating the core in any way. Now, if I want to stand with really good posture, or if I want to exaggerate things, I might draw the belly button in to make it look like I've got a flatter lower back and squeeze the glutes and get a slight posterior position. And I might do exactly the same in the handstand if I'm taking a straight handstand shot for Instagram and I want to get more likes for a straighter line. I'm going to draw the belly button in, I'm going to squeeze the glutes, I'm going to squeeze the abs. But when I just relax and hold a normal handstand, so if you said, Paul, hold the longest handstand you can, I'm not going to be contracting, squeezing the abs in really any way at all. I'm not going to consciously be making an effort to do so. Now that's different for me because I can hold a handstand. Now most people, when they're learning to handstand, they're more in underbalance, they're in overbalance, they're starting to really try and control the handstand with their hips and their legs, and their shoulders are moving around. Now there, we need to start to slow that down. We need to create some control. And one of the ways we can start to learn control in the handstand is to make the body one segment. So we want a great connection between what's happening in our hands, or what's happening in our shoulders, and what's happening at the feet. So we want to have a connection. So we want to create something like this. So I'm in that one piece. So if I start to move, it's easier to control. Now to create a one piece, a one segment position, I need to do things like body line drills. And the idea of the body line drills, whether it's a back line, more of a hollow body position, a front line position like this, or a chest to wall hold like this, we're trying to make the body one segment. And the most common place that it starts to break down is the hips. So we see lots of things like this, which creates this floppy, whippy position and normally throws people out of the handstand. So yes, if you're working on that one segment, if you're trying to learn those body line positions, then there is going to be lots of core activation to make the body one piece. It's very similar to being more into like a plank position here. You're locking things in and making things stable. But in terms of holding a straight handstand, once you get the balance, you don't actually need to use your core. Now, what happens when we start to underbalance or overbalance in things like toe pulls or heel pulls? Yes, there's going to be a little bit more core activation, but we don't necessarily want to really focus on squeezing and mummifying that position because you'll tend to just fall over. So I focus more on lengthening when I'm teaching this, talking about making the body one piece and being taller in the position, but not mummifying so I fall over. Exactly the same if I'm in the handstand, I'm thinking about reaching with the toes as opposed to trying to sort out my hips and going into posterior or anterior position. I'm thinking about just lengthening as tall as I can. In reality, if I want a really clean position, it is going to be a slight posterior tilt, and I'm going to turn the abs and the glutes on slightly to correct any big tilts in the opposite direction. But the same as when we stand on the feet. So when we start to go into underbalance and I start to fall backwards this way, I'm starting to bend the knees. Now there's going to be a little bit more core activation, but that's just like a secondary effect to trying to catch the position and bring myself back up again. Same as if I balance over this way, so I start to overbalance, I'm starting to go towards the toes and I can feel myself pulling this way. All the posterior muscles are trying to pull me back again in this direction. Very similar when I'm in the handstand here. If I fall down, like falling back down and bending the knees, this time I close the shoulders. Now there's some activation to make the body one piece from the shoulders to toes. Same as if I start to go this way. Now I'm trying to pull in with the abs a little bit and push with the fingers to start to pull myself back to catch the handstand. But again, it's not something that it's priority. I'm not thinking about it. It's a secondary effect to trying to rebalance the handstand. So if you're learning to handstand, I wouldn't be focusing on squeezing the abs as hard as you can. I would be focusing on getting to the shoulders, the hands, the elbows to do more work in the handstand, and the hips and the legs to do less work to rebalance. And then you won't be trying to hold on to the legs and the hips with your abs. You'll be focusing on getting the hands and shoulders doing the work. That's going to help you to build a stronger, longer, lasting handstand. Let me know your thoughts on using the core in the handstand. Check out my website, www.paultwyman.com.au, and I'll speak to you next time. Thanks, guys. What you doing?